Hey guys, the last full week of the challenge is behind us. Let's see how it went and talk about what's next. So, Monday, day 22 of 30. The Blue Daisy crossover dress made another appearance. Most Mondays, I'm getting the grocery list together and doing a quick fridge clear out to prep for getting said groceries on Tuesday. I do a very loose meal plan to minimize food waste and help with dinner time decision fatigue, and I'll have another video on what that looks like soon. I say loose food plan because I don't go like, okay, Monday we're eating this and Tuesday we're eating this, but I generally look at what's happening that week and then try to make sure that I have food that both matches with that and what's on sale and what I already have, stuff like that. But like I said, I'll do another video on that specifically soon. Breakfast of champions right here though. Warmed up leftover McDonald's strawberry and cream pie. The last week of the month, I'm trying to shop the freezer first so that I keep the stock rotated in there. And I actually got so deeply focused this time that I almost forgot we had piano lessons to get to that morning. But we made it. Barely. But we were actually on time too, so still good. Still good. Next day was a standard issue Tuesday. Groceries and keeping the kids alive. But slightly more fun in my favorite dress. I really do think I'm going to order this one in a second color now that I'm done because I do wear this a lot. I don't know, what is this, like the fourth or fifth time you've seen it in the last 30 days? When there's only 17 choices to start with, and there's like 3 of them that we're not really going to get worn just because of occasion mismatches, that's something, that I have chosen to wear this dress 4 or 5 times out of 30 potential days when I realistically could have just worn everything twice and been done with it. So when I'm reaching for it that often, it tells me that a second color would be totally justified. Not entirely sure if I actually want to do that yet though, but I'm thinking about it. Wednesday, day 24, was a welcome break from our usual. I loaded up the van and took the kids out to visit my grandma, my mom, and my aunt out to my grandma's place. And they're about an hour away, so we don't go as often as I would like, so this was a real treat. It's really not too bad of a drive normally, but there's been construction going on our main path of travel and on on the detour option for at least the last year now, and I think they've got like another year to go on it. So, yeah, a little bit of a drag. But my grandma is seriously my favorite person, and I'm so glad to still have her in my life. Not everybody still gets to have their grandparents around when they're in their late 30s. So, perks of being the oldest grandchild, I guess. But, yeah, if we lived closer, I'd be over like every week, if not every single day. The kids love it too. She's got 40 acres and a pond full of frogs, and the neighbors are too far away to care how loud they are. Plus, the neighbor has like farm animals that will come up to the fence, and some of them like to be pet. This time we got to pet a little piggy, and I have no idea what his name is, but he was adorable, and the kids just, it's a blast for them. My husband and I joke sometimes that we're country mice raising city mice, so this is a real treat to them to get to come out to the country for a little while. And all of that on top of the usual grandma spoil, between my grandma and their grandma, and then my aunt, who's like a bonus grandma. There's a lot of spoiling going on these visits. Thursday was another busy day. Actually, a little bit extraordinarily busy because I really try in the summer to not stack our days full of stuff because I want the downtime and I want my kids to have the experience of being bored and having to use their imaginations to figure out what they should be doing or could be doing. But on my mission to declutter the crap out of this house, I had some things starting to pile up that really needed to leave. So that's what we did Thursday, is we just loaded up the van and ran around dropping things off. I felt a little bad because it was one of those days where I had to bring everyone with me. So it was just a lot of time in the van for them just sitting and riding around to all of these different places. I ended up stopping at McDonald's in the middle and letting them all get a fun drink, which I don't usually do, so it was a little bit of a treat for them. So hopefully that made up for it some. But it was a super productive day anyway, and I'm actually really proud of it because I went to UPS, I sold things at Once Upon a Child, I made a donation drop. I went to their school to drop off some stuff while the office was still open that should have been returned before the end of the school year. It was good. It was good. And then that evening, it was my usual mom break, my night off. So I had my Lectio group this week. And before I went to the Salvation Army, which, yeah, I know, I just took them a bunch of crap that day, and here I am looking through it. But even though I go pretty regularly, I don't actually usually get everything. Okay, maybe usually is the wrong way. I don't always get something. But I love going just to look. It's it's kind of like a free museum because you see a lot of cool stuff, but you get the added bonus of, instead of like a regular museum, like if I want something that I see that I thought was cool, I can buy it and bring it home with me. I can't exactly do that with a Van Gogh, you know what I mean? But this time I had an epic score. There was this gorgeous solid wood decorative mirror I spotted a few weeks ago, but it was $50 and I wasn't sure where I'd put it, so I left it there. But week after week, it was there though. And this week, its tag color finally came up. I all but ran to the back to get it in my cart and immediately sent pictures to my mom chat because I was so excited. I stayed real close to my cart on that trip because I was so nervous that someone would try to poach it. I still am not exactly sure where I'm going to put it, but it's mine now, and you can bet I'll find a place. Day 26 was a Costco and cleanup day. I busted out the apron because I was teaching the kid in charge of dishes how to clean out the filter in the dishwasher, and, well, ew. Used the opportunity to give my sink a good scrub too. I swear, I will never have a white kitchen sink again. It's just so hard to keep clean and unscuffed. Like anytime you put a pan in it, there's a new scuff mark, and ugh, never again. Never again. I did have to pop up on the stool for a second just to check out the adorable kittens that had curled up to sleep on my back porch. We have some feral cats in the neighborhood, and they keep having babies because we can't trap them fast enough. And every year we have a litter of, we call them porch kittens because they inevitably end up hanging out on our back porch. And it's super cute, but man, I just feel so bad for those outside cats. Spay and neuter your pets, folks, and keep your cats inside, please. Day 27 was an adventure Saturday. We put off my husband's Father's Day trip to the arcade that he'd wanted because we had a couple of sick kids on Father's Day. We still went bowling because they were a couple of kids that we could leave home and that didn't really want to go bowling anyway, but we didn't want to make them miss out on the arcade trip because everybody loves the arcade. So, we put it off so that everybody could be included. I was a little disappointed at first because the DDR machine was down and it's my favorite. But I also love me some skee-ball. Not super good at it, but it's fun. Sunday was the parish picnic, and we were also celebrating the 15th anniversary of our priest's ordination. Slightly late because he ditched us the week of to go on vacation, but that's okay. We know he loves us. It was a good old-fashioned potluck. This year was a little heavy on the desserts and the fruit, which was fine by me because I know my kids will eat the fruit and the desserts. I brought my couscous salad, which is my usual go-to for potlucks or anything where it's pass a dish because it's cheap, it's easy, and it scales up or down really well depending on the side of the crowd you're feeding. Plus, I have the whole thing memorized, and it's just super fast for me to throw it together, even if I have to buy the stuff on the way home from Mass and then show up with it a couple hours later. Which, not saying I did that this time, but I might have done it before. The picnic is a little bittersweet this year, though, because we don't know if there will be another. Our archdiocese is restructuring, and frankly, it's not looking good for our little parish. But my conversion taught me trust, if nothing else, and I'm enjoying what we have while we have it. Pray, trust, and don't worry, right? The friendships and faith that have grown from this place will last even if the building doesn't. Anyway, by the time this releases, we'll be done with the challenge. I'll have one more video coming with the last 2 days and some final thoughts, and that'll do it for these 30 days of dresses. Maybe one more aftermath video, not sure yet, but stick around and subscribe. I've got a lot more planned for the channel, and you don't want to miss any of it. Let me know down in the comments how your 30 days of dresses went, and I'll see you soon.
Okay. I didn't know she had a family video.
Yeah.